Welcome to the Realizations Podcast. I'm Andrea Gordon, your host, and I'm excited to explore the world of real estate with you. In a world where perceptions often overshadow reality, Realizations seeks to redefine what it means to be a realtor. Join me as we peel back the layers of the industry, uncovering inspiring stories and celebrating the good in real estate. Whether you're a homeowner, a fellow realtor, or simply curious, this podcast is for you. Welcome to Realizations, where perceptions meet reality. Let's dive right in. Welcome to Realizations, the podcast where we talk about everything real estate. Today I have Jacopo Iasiello on with me. He is an incredible entrepreneur and has written a book called Healthy, Rich, and Happy, which we're going to talk about a little bit. And also we're going to talk a little bit about investing. He's kind of fascinating because he works in three worlds. He works in the United States, he works in Dubai, and he also works in Italy, where he is from. So welcome to the show.
Thank you, Andrea, to invite me, and there's a lot of pleasure to stay over here and try to share, the best of my knowledge to your audience.
Very, very cool. Okay, so Jacopo, when you started real estate, how old were you?
I started at 22 years old in Italy, and I started
last year, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
So when you were 22, you started in Italy. And how did you start? What was it like to do real estate in Italy?
Yeah, what's happening is, Andrea, I have this mentality from really young age to try to create, to generate. I started my entrepreneur business around 18, and around 22 years old, I read one book, changed completely my prospect of my life, called Rich Dad, Poor Dad of Robert Kiyosaki. And,
Right.
I starting to realize how it's important to invest in real estate. I make one course in Italy from somebody copied like the strategy of Robert Kiyosaki in United States, because in United States, in Italy, is not Robert Kiyosaki available like a course over here. And I really learned from this course how buy and sell in auction. I specialize, at that time, really small amount of people, they do this kind of business. I specialize in auction, and I started to invest with a small amount of money, and I will explain why. In Italy at that time, how it's working is working like in the auction, you have the possibility to put like a small down payment to participate, and the other part you will receive to the mortgage company from the bank. And I started to do this, buy property, fix, resell, and continue to do my main business. At that time, I continue to have part of this business in the jewelry space, And from over there, I starting to do flipping, and at 28 years old, 2011, 2010, I'm moving in Florida after, different pain point in my life. I have two kind of pain point in my life. One, when I super young, and the second one around 28 years old, when the market starting to change in Italy, related to my principal business. I create a chain of jewelry, a more than 20 shop, make this company multi-millionaire success, another company in the same space. And what's happening around 2009, I started to lose the revenue, and I have this desire to create more, find research in internet.
Did you sell the jewelry stores?
Some I sell, some I keep, some I give to my employee, and the other part of the business, because I have two businesses in the same space. One of my partner technically took from me in knowing the correct way the business. And before I feel I am really invincible because everything I touch becoming gold, but I arrive at 28 years old where I starting to feel some kind of emotion inside me, like scary, non anymore have clear focus what I want to go with which kind of idea. And what's happening when you started to have this kind of emotion? Two, if I have everything, because I possible stay in Italy, be comfortable, continue to do my business at different kind of level. I want find something more because this is what is driving me. And I find this opportunity through internet, through, I read, I remember like yesterday, one article where, they're talking about how the subprime mortgage affect in particular Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And I started to research, and I go to Zillow, the big
Right.
searching data over here in United States from house. And what's happening, I see this big difference of price respect year before for the property in Florida in particular, because this article read about, explain about the Florida. And I go deeply, really. And what's happening, immediately light bulb is coming in my mind. I take one fly after, maybe 2 weeks to
Mm-hmm.
moving, coming to Miami, started to listening, learning and everything. I don't speak English. I don't have connection, nothing, zero. And from over there, I starting do more than 355 flipping, create my portfolio of cash flow, and, really change completely my direction of my life in different way.
So you focused 100% on real estate at that point and were buying flips because there were a lot of people losing their houses over subprime mortgages, and you took advantage, not in a bad way, but you took advantage of the situation where there were these foreclosures. You were able to go to the auctions for them. You started to buy them. You lined up a whole series of mortgage brokers that were able to give you the cash so that you could do what you wanted to do. And that's how you got this business started again.
Yeah,
So
yeah, technically it means like, the business continue to go in Italy, means I don't have anymore a $50 million dollar company, but I have, the shop, the 20 shop, slowly I started to sell. Now I continue to have this business in Italy too at this moment, but, the number is different. And when
Mhm.
I jump, from the other part of the world, I see this a big opportunity. And when I started to working initially for the first couple of years, really complicated for me, Andrea, really complicated, really difficult in communication, in
Oh
finding
yeah.
opportunity, everything,
Did you
and
speak English already?
nothing, zero, zero, zero. No English, no Spanish. Imagine over here in Miami, everybody speaks Spanish. And I really suffer pain in my life over here too. If I don't need to go through this pain, but I want to give, I wanna, I wanna I have this desire inside me where I feel it's the correct time, the correct opportunity, because I believe in timing in the market. It's not every time is possible at the correct time. But I realized the important to stay at that time in United States to take advantage. And after I create some kind of relationship with, bank through one investor where I started to working with the REO and everything.
Right. And when you so now at this point you speak Spanish,
In
Italian,
English.
and
Italian.
English. So
Yeah.
so three. Do you speak any Arab languages?
No, no.
Mm-hmm. You don't need it in Dubai. It's all English, right?
Yeah, it's all English, and people over there is a new how we shared before. When we started the podcast, is a really new. The other time is a really new America opportunity. Because Dubai is a really amazing place because everything is new, and when everything is new, you need a lot of people to bring knowledge, and they need the knowledge.
Right, right, right. So out of curiosity, under the new regime that is head of United States, how are you going to continue to do the business your way? Are you here on a work visa? Are you here on did you get your citizenship? How did you do it?
Yeah, I think about something. United States for me is the best country in the world. I'm really grateful for this country. I'm really proud to stay over here. And honestly, Andrea, when this is my idea about no, this government or the other one, whatever is it. I think so when you produce in one country, when you create abundance in one country, you don't have any kind the problem. And for me, I have in this moment a visa, investor visa, because I don't decide to moving in the direction where I take cheated American citizen for different kind of personal reason too, because I travel a lot. I need to go through a one step really complicated where I need to stay for a certain amount of time in the United States. Because I have different interests in different country, I prefer to don't stock necessarily. But probably during my next couple of years, I have and a beautiful American fiance. What this means, I don't have this
Congratulations.
yeah, big problem in this way. And I think so, Andrea, in the only, my honest way is this one. I think so this country will prosper wherever is the commandant on the boat. Why? Because of here to destroy this country, you need to have a lot of, you need to push everything in the opposite direction. And for me, because this is my blood, my nature, I feel only positivity in the next 5 years, because I know, world is completely another place, and moving fast, but we will see, I think so, something good because I believe in the goodness.
I'm so glad that you're so positive. I personally am absolutely devastated at what is going on in this country, and I find this regime to be horrific. And I can't wait till they're voted out because the economy was doing beautifully. I read a very interesting article about how Democrats always fix the economy, and then they get voted out because they are pro taxes and the Republicans are anti-taxes, and that's really what people vote on. And it was a really, really good article. It really showed statistically how whenever the economy is super good, a Republican gets in next. And then the Republicans wreck the economy. They pretty much throw us into a recession every single time. And then the Democrats come back and fix it, which is just, so sad. But I feel like we need a whole new set of people handling all of this stuff. And I think that real estate will get affected by it, honestly. I do, because the interest rates being where they were, if we go into a full-blown recession, there's every possibility that a lot of people, it'll be a big pain point for a lot of people who are trying to buy houses, not for people like you who can come up with money easily enough, but for the working people who are dependent upon, a regular residential loan. Unless the interest rate goes down and unless they're able to sustain their lives, they're not going to be able to buy. And that's the vast majority of real estate transactions in this country. In 2024, 71% of real estate agents did not make a single sale.
No, I like, what is my idea is this one. First of all, I have this mindset where every time something outside of my control happening, I have not the control about exterior
Right,
action. Okay, I
right.
mean, I take my responsibility. Second of all, what this means, I understand completely. The real estate market shift a lot. Everybody, we feel the pain in the last couple of years, and I don't have a crystal ball, but I imagine, the interest we need to go no drastically down, because if it's not, will something create a shock in the market where the property go immediately more height the where it's right now, and how it's really difficult for normal human being buy property, and I completely agree with you. But I will think, in the soon we will see something different. And normally, Andrea, when we have crisis in our life, like in our business, we becoming more smart. What this means, I see this too for agent, because you are, a beautiful agent, broker, and we speak. Our audience is people in real estate, and I know.
Right.
They feel the pain. I am with them. What this means, I know what's happening. But I feel now is the moment where we need to come out with something different, idea different, where we possible maybe try to, uh, the purified market too, because you know better than me, when the crisis arrive, only the best they are in the market.
Absolutely. There's a huge attrition rate in real estate because a lot of people get into it thinking, oh, I can make my own hours. Oh, I don't have to work that hard. And then they realize it's tough. And then in a crisis time, they leave. And people like me clean up because I'm still there working in the trenches. So I get that. I get that. And I think that you're right. I think that people have to be better than what they've been. I think they have to educate themselves more around the business and what they're doing. There are a few bad apples that have, basically wrecked the reputation of real estate agents in the country. And unfortunately, it has played out onto the world stage with the NAR DOJ lawsuits and the commission lawsuits and all of that stuff. Because we have not really shown our worth to people in a good way. We have not been able to basically market what it is we do to the public, which is why I started this podcast in the first place. Now, moving back to you and your positivity and your capability and your entrepreneurialism, you've written this book, Healthy, Rich, and Happy. It's kind of funny. I keep writing different real estate books and I get partway into them and then everything changes. So I have to rewrite it over and over and over again. Tell me a little bit about your book and tell me about how it functions in a world like the one we're in right now.
Yes, first of all, I wanna share with you something. I know the process about the book is really a lot of work you need to put inside because idea go back and it's take from me to analyze, create everything and research really 3-4 years. It's not coming from one day to the next if you want to do something really good. And I know this book I publish is really good. It's a bestseller on Amazon. It's something really change the mind of people. What's happening, Andrea? How is fit in real estate? This is the question because three word healthy, rich, and happy is the three word everybody we want to have in our life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's no, if you don't have healthy, you don't possible be rich and you don't possible be happy because healthy is the main base for everything. And this is the truth.
Yeah.
Now, I realized something important, Andrea. How is coming the book? Is the book is created in two parts really. One part where I believe and I need to put out my energy and my this method because the divine, whatever you wanna call God, divine, whatever is your religion, bring to me a change completely my life. Because how I explain when I go through a lot of pain when I'm moving in United States, too, if I have technically everything, but I started to lose some peace. For example, the relationship with my family before I stay near them every day, I started to feel some kind of emotion never before I feel. And I started to question it a lot myself. And I go through emotion where one day I feel good, another day I feel down, one day I feel good, and this kind of emotion I'm moving forward all at that time only in through my goal with this motivation inside me. But I feel empty inside. I don't have nothing. And what's happening? I see every time when I went to Italy, I see one guy. The name is Domenico. This guy is 60 years old. He have this aura, this beautiful energy. And I ask him, wow, tell me what's happening in your life. You look so bright, so energized. And he told me two words, meditation transcendental. Try to do meditation. I started to go, and from over there, it's come out this method, MPB. Now, the book is divided in two parts. The first part, I believe, for everybody, agent, broker, investor, wherever you are, you need to create every day your power. These three words, healthy, rich, and happy, for me, every day I create in my life. I am this three word, but at the same time, I work to keep this three word because you know better than me. If you stop, if you don't have energy, you never realize something more. And I create the first part of the book where I go detailedly in the detail in each step where I take this information from universities, not coming from my mouth or my mind. I study, I understand what's happening when I do meditation, what's happening when I wake up early in the morning, what's happening when I pray, do a prayer activation, the biohacking and exercise, and I feel completely another human being. And after, in the second part of the book, Andrea, I explain something so important. Agent and brokers, sometimes they forgot about this. They play the game. And the game is, yes, be a realtor and be a broker, but sometimes you possible be to an investor to be part of the deal. What this means is this one. Inside the book, I explain step by step what I do every day with my team to find opportunity. Where I find, this is what I do, is no other secret. Where I find which kind of website, which kind of the contact I contact every day, which kind of marketing I use. And this is my strategy. This book is combining these two parts because I believe in internal abundance, plus
Mm-hmm.
when you receive this internal abundance, this energy to go after your dream. And the vehicle for me is a real estate. I believe in real estate. I eat real estate, and I love real estate. I know in this country, United States, too, with all the problem everybody we possible, uh, think about the country, wherever is the best country to create from zero
Yeah.
in big opportunity. And I believe everybody have the possibility in real estate. It's not easy. It's not to one day to the next one. But if you're working hard, you will find for sure 1000% wealth in real estate.
I agree with you 100%. And I believe that it's possible for everyone. It's just that the thing I'm upset about is a country where people who are of different races, different religions, different sexes, different opinions. As far as I'm concerned, America's for everybody. And that always has been. That's why we have the Statue of Liberty right at our front door. And so I'm going to be fighting. I will be rioting in the streets if I have to be around my freedom because I believe in my freedom. And it's not okay to think that your freedom is worth more than someone else's, as far as I'm concerned. So I want everyone to be healthy, rich, and happy, not just me. And but I also do believe, like you, that it's you have a mindset and you have an internal set of ideas around who you are, how you want to manifest in the world. How do you manifest that? How does that come into being? And I agree with you. Meditation is a beautiful way to figure that stuff out, number one, because you really need to ask yourself at the core of your being, who am I? What do I want? What are the obstacles to getting what I want? How do I make this all happen? And is there some sort of divine intervention that can help me get where I need to get with all of this? And sometimes that divine, like you finding that article, that book by Robert Kiyosaki, or that article that you read about Florida real estate. I believe that what happens is that we make ourselves available for guideposts that are all along the way wherever we go. They're there, it's just whether you can see them and hear them. You have to make yourself ready for those things. That's my belief system around it. I think that a lot of the time we are so surrounded by noise, we can't hear or see or feel the things that we're meant to hear, see, and feel. And I think that things like transcendental meditation pull us back to a place where we can see those things and hear those things and feel those things. And I think also just being self-aware and aware of other people helps you a lot with all of that. So I think this is a beautiful thing that you've done with your book. Tell me and my audience where people can get your book right now.
Yeah, Andrea, I will love, first of all, your audience help me really in the process to buy the book, and I will explain why. In behind this book, for me, I believe in four aspects of my life. Each business I starting, I do research, I grow in the business I create, and I do action. And the fourth one is contribution. Now I am in the phase through this book to do contribution, and that all the money I receive from this book, I will donate to an association called Hermano de la Calle, where they help people from the street to have more dignity. And like investor, I am pragmatic but sensible investor. I help this association in particular with some of my property, where I give them with less price respect the market some of my property, because I believe when you receive you need to give, and this is the way for me to give. Now, where they possible find, I believe they will receive a lot from this book. If it's not, I will don't put my face, my energy, and my word. And they possible find in Amazon and put Healthy, Rich, and Happy, they will find, or through my website www.healthyrichandhappy.com, where they possible see what I do, and through my Instagram account Jacopo Iasiello Investor Broker, where I try to share good information, some tips about real estate, and believe, okay, wherever we decide in our life to achieve is only depend from us. One day you feel good, one day you feel bad. But if you have something in your mind, when in your body, when every time you feel down, yesterday is a down day, I go back to my method every day, and I refill my empty soul with energy. I believe in this, and I believe this book possible creates something beautiful to other human beings.
That is just lovely. And I think we'll end on that note. Thank you, Jacopo. You're just a delight. And I hope our paths cross again very, very soon. You take good care of yourself, okay?
Gosh, thank you, Andrea. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Realizations Podcast. I hope our conversation has shed light on the true essence of real estate and the people behind it. As we wrap up, I want to extend my gratitude to our listeners for their support and engagement. Your feedback drives the heart of this podcast, and I look forward to continuing this journey with you. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider subscribing to the Realizations Podcast and leaving a review. Your support helps us reach more listeners and spread our message of positivity in the real estate industry. Until next time, remember to keep an open mind, embrace empathy, and always seek the good in every situation. I'm Andrea Gordon, signing off from Realizations. See you next time.